your little dog?
You can do it, Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Like a whole horde of guinea pigs charging and streaming right at you. We are here. The Guinea Pig Collective is here. And of course, we are joined by a whole host of awesome people on this panel. We got Vinnie Art. What's up, Vinnie?
What's up, everybody? And yes, man, Happy New Year to everyone. If we haven't said it to you yet, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to talking about toys. You know, I posted up a bunch of stuff while I was trying to get my PC situation situated. But yeah, and I'm looking forward to talking about all this great stuff.
Awesome, man. This is going to be fun. It's been a little while since we pretty much took Christmas vacation kind of there, but here we go again. And of course, we are joined by our soon-to-be third host for this panel as soon as we get a guinea pig drawn up for her. We've got the Lasso of Truth. No batteries are needed for her toys. What's going on, Lasso?
Hey, thanks for having me on again. Always a pleasure to be here. And yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. And yeah, looking forward to this awesome stream.
This is going to be fun. I love talking about toys. And I know what you know, just keep yours clean, Lasso. Just keep yours clean. And of course, we are joined by the man from the north. We are joined by Steve. What's up, Steve?
Hi, it's good to hear that Lasso is buzzing with joy. And Happy New Year to everyone. If you're well.
This is the way that a fun stream is supposed to start off. A little bit of razzing, a little bit of toy talking. We're going to say hi to the people in the chat real quick, and then we will get started. Guys, remember, if you were sitting in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Remember to share out those links because YouTube hates guinea pigs and they love to suppress us at every turn. So what's going on? Nikili Chow in the chat. Hey, everybody, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Pigly New Year to you. And I hope that you're well. Lasso is in the chat as well, doing double duty. The Time Prophet is here. What's up, Time Prophet? What time is it? Hey, man, I hope that you were doing well. Keely Chow also says, hey, Vinnie Art, how's the casting couch? Always busting your balls about the casting couch. Lasso's hair looks like black and white guinea pig. Nice.
He just wants to, Keely wants you to bang a lot of those movie star chicks. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Time Prophet got clock blocked though, so he won't be getting into movie stars.
And Papa Cotton is in the house. What's up, Papa Cotton? Piggy time. You're damn right, it's piggy time. First off, I want to thank everybody that has been coming and supporting the pigs. The pigs do appreciate it. The pigs just finally passed a milestone. Why is it a milestone to us? In case anybody doesn't know, because they haven't really followed what I've been doing and what I've talked about in the past, one of the biggest franchises in my childhood growing up was Friday the 13th. So 13 has always held a very, very specific number to me. It also happens to be how many days after my birthday, my wife went into labor before she had my daughter, which wound up being 13 backwards, which is 31. So if you figure that out, you can figure out when my birthday is. I'm never going to say it again. But anyway, we just hit a milestone on the channel, and we hit 1,300 subs. Thank you to all the people that have been backing the guinea pigs and pushing us forward as we continue to have fun, talk about the things that we love, and showing them off to you for your enjoyment as well. Having a lot of fun with the battle bots, the toy videos, and the guinea pigs as well. You guys, really, I do appreciate it. I never thought a humble guinea pig would actually see beyond 1,000, let alone 1,300.
I did, and I told you.
Come on now.
He had more faith than I did. Luffy is God is also with us. There can only be one Norwegian per stream stake. So I suggest Thunderdome to see who gets to stay. Happy New Year, teams.
I'm too lazy, so he'll win. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just sport an erection, and he'll stay away from me because of that. Nobody wants to fight a guy who has a boner. So,
well, let's hope that you don't have a insurrection erection or a correction erection. That'd be terrible. Never have
well,
one.
if that happened, I'll plead the sixth.
but guys, I want to start this one off. It's been a while since I started the first one off when Vinnie is here, because usually he gets to go first. But I want to talk about one of the ones that I showed up as a short. I am really impressed with this figure, and yes, I did get it at a discount because I am a cheap son of a bitch if I can be. But this one, I think they did absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead. I got a little clip prepared. Guys, let me know what you think about this one.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back. We're hanging with Cringer, my fearless friend. And we are going to be showing off something from Masters Universe, from the Masterverse line. 40th anniversary edition. We got Princess of Power Hordak figure. This one looks really cool, and we're going to take a quick look at it right now.
Joke while you can, insect.
Right out of the package, we got Hordak, comes standard with his gun blasting arm and a nice soft cloak on the back. Blast effect for the cannon in his arm, and of course, amazing articulation.
Their leader, the terrible Hordak.
Comes with a clawed hand as well for that robotic arm. Last but not least, he comes with a few different hands. He comes with a shield. He comes with a whole different arm and his crossbow.
So, as most of us remember Hordak, we remember him as being part of the She-Ra franchise, as part of the cartoons. Initially, Hordak was actually supposed to be part of the greater Masters of the Universe storyline.
With him went his favorite pupil, Skeletor.
So Skeletor was originally a member of the Horde.
It's changed since last I was here. Could it be that my old pupil is still here?
One thing I hate about this figure is this shield was not designed to really go around his hand properly, so when you go to put it in, it starts peeling up.
And the Masters of the Universe.
Anyway, guys, I really did love this figure, and I think it was just so beautifully done. Like, look at this damn thing. I mean, the amount of detailing in it.
I had the original when I was a kid. It was one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah. Well, the Masterverse, I love the design that they did on these guys, because like they're more proportioned, you know, a little more human proportions anyway. But yeah, I got a decent number of them, not a ton, but you know, I got a few of them. And the Skeletor that I reviewed, like, you know, they're perfect together, I would say.
I've still been looking for that Skeletor one from the 40th Masterverse and cannot find it anywhere. Yeah, I haven't seen the 40th one released anywhere. The one that I got was New Eternia. Okay.
And that had to swap out parts. So you could make a classic one for like the 40th, and I think it's better too, to be quite honest.
No, I'm still going to keep a look for it anyway. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to pick that one up and add it to the collection. Real quick, say hello to the rest of the people that jumped into the chat. Hello, friends. Tina Bojan has joined us. Tina, I hope that you were doing well. Miss Martin Muses is in the house. Miss Martin Muses getting ready to start up her book reading club again, right, Steve?
Yes, Saturday.
Awesome. Yeah, she doing a lot of the talk about a lot of those old books. I know she got done doing just about everything Tolkien at this point. I think you guys even went through the Silmarillion.
Yes, the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, and the Silmarillion, and now we're doing the Sword of Shannara trilogy by Terry Brooks. We're 2 weekends away from finishing book 2. So you guys are promoting the toys, we're promoting the books. You know,
awesome.
So
Nice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We're actually positive people on YouTube.
Yeah, you know what? Can you imagine that? I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of people, and Steve and I have talked about this many times. You come to YouTube to be entertained or to learn something new. And I know that there's groups out there that just like to be outraged. But guess what? You know what? If you spend your entire time of your life just thinking about whose Cheerios you're going to be pissing in next, you're going to be a bitter old motherfucker by the end of it. But Time Prophet, I know what you're getting there. It's not a microwave table. I don't put the pigs on a microwave table. Stop that.
Yeah, you're supposed to use a frying pan.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Tommy's right. Pissing all the Cheerios.
It's bacon, right?
No, not even close. Luffy's got Hordak's Masters Universe, but the Horde isn't. Well, originally it was supposed to be, though, because they were supposed to actually be a third faction within the Masters of the Universe.
The second being the Serpent Men, right?
No, it was supposed to be Skeletor and his crew. The second faction was supposed to be He-Man and his crew, and then the third was going to be Hordak.
Oh, I was thinking villain, factions.
Oh, no. Yeah, like the Snake Men being their own villain faction, originally that wasn't supposed to be part of it. They were supposed to just fall under either, Skeletor's crew or the Horde at first. But yeah, it was almost like they made them a third villain faction in a way. Yeah, no problem, Papa. Anytime you want, just send me DMs. I will get to it. No, I don't remember the pig in the Masters Universe, and we are there. Vinny, do you want to have some more you want to add on to that? About people pissing in Cheerios or the He-Man?
Well, if you want to piss in Cheerios, I mean, that's up to you. That's between you and your mate, and what you have to answer to or whatever. No, I love the Masters of the Universe stuff. And again, like even on one of the reviews I just did, I threw in the 40th anniversary He-Man in there as well. I love the scale on those things. The Revelations show is garbage, but some of the figures look really good, and I think they're the closest we're going to get to like the classic looks anyway. They had Trapjaw, Triclops. Like I got those guys because you can have the classic look for them. You don't need to do any of that Revelations garbage. The Skeletor I found was the new Eternia one, which is the original design, like how he looked, and then they did like the swap out parts, so you could get him with a really good looking head, and just the overall perfect Skeletor look. So those things are epic, and I do love that they're in that kind of more modern design rather than the original stuff. And don't get me wrong, like the origin stuff was good. I know you and E-Type have a lot of those, but I like the more modern looks too. The double jointed knees and elbows and all that stuff.
Oh, no, without a doubt. But I think there's a place for anybody who's a true fan of these franchises, especially Masters of the Universe. There's room for both of them in their collection, especially if you appreciate the foundation of what it was built on. So you can't get the originals anymore. These origin figures are the next best thing. Most of them are so well done that I would not dissuade anybody from not picking some of them up, unless it's that ugly ass 3-pack from Target. That exclusive with Sunman and oh god, that is so butt ugly.
Yeah, those are some ugly freaking designs.
Hey, what's up, Kai? Steve, did you have anything you wanted to add on to that?
No, I like He-Man too. That's it.
Good.
You're not going to say that you're waiting on those figures still?
Oh shit! Yeah, Tommy has 2 figures he's giving me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah, originally the He-Man is part of the Origins line. It was actually won by somebody on the channel. I remember who it was, but I'm not going to drop his name here. That's his problem that he missed out because he didn't want to send me his address to mail it to him. But he had won it on one of the giveaways I did a while ago, and Stieg was next up. So Stieg got a hold of me. He said, "Well, since I was next up, can I get it?" And I said, "Absolutely." So
that's not what happened. You asked if I wanted it.
Right, yeah, but you were next up. You were next up as the winner.
Oh, yeah, I got second place, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just happy that, I won He-Man. Give me. And then he tossed in Skeletor, and I was like, Tommy's great.
Yeah, oh my God. I got into Skeletors at such an extremely discounted price, too. It was just like pure luck at the time. And I picked them up with like, who knows? Maybe I can give these away to somebody or whatever. I don't know. I just grabbed them anyway like an idiot because I do that sometimes. But I love you.
I'm not going to keep them in the package, though, because I open those things up.
Hey, man, and once you have them, you can do whatever you want with them.
I don't care if it's like a Batman vintage thing from the 60s. I'm opening it up.
The same here.
You know what I can do is since the He-Man is already open, I can offer you some authentic guinea pig collectible merchandising in the way of special guinea pig pellets just for you.
I'll take it, and I'll eat them too.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't do that.
Luffiest guy says Hasbro gets the rights to He-Man, and they will have all the different right under one roof. So I hope we get a continuation of He-Man 2002 series, the Horde, She-Ra, the Masters, and the Snake Men. You know, it's possible, but some of the shit that Hasbro is doing lately, it worries me. Like the shit with the Transformers. Like I am about ready to quit buying Transformers after I get the last of my pre-orders in, because once the last of my pre-orders in, I'm not buying any more Transformers if they want to keep going with that woke nonsense that they're injecting in the newer cartoons.
They made RC trans, didn't they?
Well, yeah, that's the new story now.
Yeah,
she's a Trans Am.
I was thinking that, or a Trans Mam.
A Trans Man. Hey, what's going on, Gap After Dark? I hope that you were doing well.
What up, Gap?
But no, I mean, this line, I was so impressed with it. And even the He-Man, the 40th anniversary, I did a video of that, and I had him holding up one of the battle bots. I had him holding up Hypershock. And Hypershock is actually one of the heaviest battle bots that I have. That He-Man, no help whatsoever from any outside sources. Standing on his own feet with his arms above his head, he was able to hold that battle bot up without anything falling.
I think I had a bad English moment. Pellets. Is that the shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like little thing you fed them.
Oh no! This is dirt pellets.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not eating that because up here we have salmon farms and stuff, and they feed them pellets.
Yeah, I don't know why they call them pellets. That's such a stupid word.
So yeah, sorry, no, Papa Cotton, I am not eating any big shit.
Oh, what's up, Curtis Wise? I hope you're doing well, buddy, man. Good to see you. Happy New Year to everybody who's in the chat. Once again, thank every last one of you for always supporting the guinea pigs and pushing the Pig Collective over 1,300 subs. Amazing feat. Kill. Kill. Loving it. So, Vinnie, what do you got to show us today, man?
Well, I got a couple of things, but hold on, just keep talking for a minute. I just gotta.
No, Time Prophet. No. Actually, we were. Oh wait, you whip it out, and I will address this comment. Shield your eyes, Lasso. Shield your eyes. We were actually talking about this one earlier. Time Prophet. That transforming Optimus Prime is nothing new. It is nothing new. Everybody acts like it is. That thing has been around for over a year and a half, maybe 2 years. It was a third-party company that actually made that toy, and they were charging a hell of a lot less than what Hasbro is charging now. Hasbro took notice of the work that they put in on that auto-transforming Optimus Prime. They wound up making a partnership deal with them to put full licensing on it and then re-released it under Hasbro. So it's nothing new, but it definitely does cost a lot more than the original third-party company that created it.
It is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The thing is badass, but the amount of money that Hasbro tacked on just for the licensing and for putting the Autobot symbols on it is insane.
All right. I got it. And I will show it. So, ladies, step back. Here we got Lion-O from Super 7. Now, this is a really cool piece. I got him, I want to say maybe early November. I did not have a chance to film this guy and do everything I wanted until recently. But, yeah, I got to say these pieces are absolutely amazing, jaw-dropping details on them. And I love that they kept the aesthetic to the, to the actual cartoon. So they're not hyper realistic or anything, but they look like a fun figure, and they're kind of done in that style of the He-Man ones when the Four Horsemen they ended up taking over. Like it has like that type of those joints and everything. I don't remember the name of the Masters of the Universe line that they had at the time, but it's when they originally brought them back like in the early 2000s. After that, when shit kind of hit, went tits up. They decided to do more classic-looking He-Man figures. And, yeah, this kind of has the similar design to them, the way they did the joints and the muscles and everything. I don't know if the Four Horsemen were involved in this company whatsoever. I honestly don't know. But
classic art on the backs of the box too.
Yeah, I love that. The classic artwork that's like on the original cartoon and stuff. I think it's on the DVD sets as well. But yeah, I love that they have like that slipcase that was over it that had the big logo on it. But yeah, and this is version 2.0 for anyone who was curious. I believe the first one only had this regular neutral head, and for the second version they gave him that extra one that he's got the gritting teeth. Ready for battle. And I believe they gave him an extra like claw shield thing, like that sheath that he uses. They have one that has like sculpted in fur, and then they have one that's all smooth like that, like the cartoon. So I thought that was really cool, a nice feature. But yeah, this guy aesthetically is very pleasing. It feels just like kind of like the cartoon come to life, pretty much. And I thought there was going to be more limitations with his articulation since they're like single joints for like the elbows and the knees, but it works. Everything about this guy just looks really good, really awesome on a shelf. And surprisingly, you can get him to some pretty good poses as well. I did a little bit of a zoom up so you could see.
How much does he cost?
Right now, I think he's between 40 and 50, somewhere around there. But I got them around like that again, the holiday season. They were doing like the sales and stuff for Thanksgiving. It was all around that time.
What was it? It was probably about 6 months ago that they first started releasing these from Super 7.
Oh no, I think it was longer than that.
Was it? Well, was it almost a year?
I had a Panthro figure that I got maybe like 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, really?
It was from this company as well. Unless these are all re-releases. Because Lionel, this is again, like I said, version 2.0. So maybe they did release them, a little bit earlier. But I don't know how many they got to. Now I believe they have the full line of them, including Jaga. Yeah, no, I was blown away by this thing. I couldn't find my Panther. I don't know where I put him. He's in a bin somewhere. But he had a similar packaging too. I'll say that. So yeah, they've been kicking ass with these things. Oh yeah, and he comes with the Book of Omens, obviously. But I think it looks great. No, it doesn't open, but you can hold it in his hand. It still looks good. Yeah, this was the other claw shield thing. He used it as a shield as well. So I don't know what the proper name or terminology is for this thing, but very, very cool that they gave you all these different versions. So the first two that I show you, those ones you could actually swap out. You just take off his left hand and that pegs right in, and it's smooth. There's no problems. There's no struggling. Nothing will break either.
There's no struggling with the pegging.
We're talking about the figure right now, not your love life. But so the other versions, they do have that little spot on the hip, and you could just plug it right in. So there you go. There's another one for your stick. But if you want to move it around, you could too. I mean, it could hold its pose as well, which is kind of interesting. Because I thought things were going to be a little more cheap feeling, but all of this is high quality. And yeah, you do have the smaller version of the Sword of Omens that you could put into that sheath, or just have him hold it in the hand, which is interesting too. I was kind of surprised with all that. And the one that you actually slide onto his left arm, you could get the short sword in there as well, because he did that on a couple of episodes of the cartoon. There I guess like an extra slot that's on the outside of his forearm that you could actually slide that in. But yeah, pretty cool. The smooth one, there's an indentation, but it doesn't go far enough. Like it stops short. But the furry one, that one holds better. It almost like pegs in too, but it's a little bit poking out. It's not fully flush like the one that's on his leg.
So it's a little bit too big for the hole, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've heard that many times. But speaking of large, here's the big sword as well. Everyone knows the Sword of Omen grows.
Does he have a pellets that comes out?
There's no pellets with this figure.
There could be. I could send some, Vinny.
Yeah, poke out the pellets.
Just keep sending those over to Stig with the Master of the Universe figures. He said he
Call
wants
it
to get them all.
candy.
They're American candy just for Stig.
That's his pegging face.
Jesus.
They painted a little bit of extra blush on his face too, so yeah, I think Stig is right.
Can like grab his hair and stuff with another figure.
Oh, but yeah, I think they both look great. I do prefer the gritting teeth one. I think that one looks better on him.
Yeah, use the fist.
No, oh God, I can't do it.
Fist, it's not a closed fist. That's to hold the sword.
That's a kung fu grip.
It's a gripping hand. But it is softer plastic, so that was actually a surprise. So you could get the book in there, no problem.
So wait a minute. It's softer plastic. Did you test this out?
You could feel it in your hands.
Ugh.
I don't think
2023. It's just we're savage on 2023. But so here he is with his shield gauntlet. You just slide that right on.
Oh, that one's really gonna hurt.
Whoa.
That's when you need that little bit extra to get in deeper. Serious question though. Well, first I want to say hi to some of the other people that jumped in the chat. What's going on, the Soul Assassin? What is up, Keck 44? And what is up to Bone? Bone is in the house. I figured Bone jumps into the house as we're talking about pegging. That was perfect timing.
So articulation is really nice on this guy too. He does have a ball joint for the head. It's not a crazy range, but it's still pretty good. Arms all the way around.
So Soul Assassin wants to know, is the safety word ho?
I don't know if it's a safety word or it's just he wants more of them to come into the room.
Curtis says that the faces are amazing. You got the sensual face and the O face.
That's right.
Pegging and poking. Pegging and poking.
The one thing I do have a gripe on is that articulation in the midsection. I prefer if it was a ball joint. That way you could get side to side motion properly. That's just the stupid hinge, and I'm not crazy about that. That's like
the hips are important. You need to be able to roll and stuff.
Well, the hips are, but I'm talking about the upper diaphragm.
The hips don't lie. The hips don't lie.
Well, here's one for you, Stig. So there's a split where his underwear, where that is.
Oh yeah.
So that's very convenient, and it helps him with his splits.
Does the book fit up there?
No. But yeah, like I say, he's got really good articulation. You know, the upper thigh rotates side to side as well. You could do pretty much like pretty good splits.
What is the ankle rocker like on that one?
It's pretty good. So he has the hinge that goes forward and back, and it does go side to side. So you could get him in a wider stance and have his feet flat on the floor.
Now here's an oddball question, maybe. But how does he stack up to the He-Man figures? Are they very close to scale?
I do show it in here. He-Man is taller, but I think that 40th anniversary figure, I think they did improve on the size of them. Because I know they made like He-Man's chest way bigger. They made some differences from the Revelations He-Man versus the 40th one. So He-Man's slightly taller, but you can still kind of fudge it, I think, in a collection. I think it still kind of works because Lion was about 7 inches. So that's a pretty good size for these figures.
That's what she said.
Yeah. But I did pick up Mumra as well. And he's a big boy. He towers over Lionel like he should. You know, he's like, what does he say with his evil spirits there?
Yeah, he has a sex face too.
He has 2 heads. He has 2 heads, so you could get him doing you could get him doing the sex face or his neutral face.
Well, it's not gay if it beats him up first.
It's prison gay is what it is.
So his phrase actually in that is ancient spirits of evil transform this decayed form to Mumra, the ever living. That's pretty much what he says.
This is true. And yeah, that figure is amazing. I'm going to do a full review on him as well. A lot of cool things about him. His articulation is slightly more limited than Lion-O, but he doesn't have any pins. They're pinless joints. So that was really cool. That was a good feature. So you could tell he's a more updated figure. So yeah, Lion-O, he is an older one. And that's kind of the dead giveaway of the pin joints you see like in his elbows and his knees. But yeah, here he is with that 40th anniversary He-Man. And like I said, I think they scale pretty good. Like He-Man's a little bit bigger. I'd kind of have it reversed. I think Lion-O should have been like that size, and He-Man should have been slightly smaller. But maybe that's just me. But they still look
That
good
He-Man
together.
figure looks great, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's Mattel's 40th anniversary.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I did the video on short video on the short, and like I said, I had him holding a BattleBot up, like all on his own, no assistance whatsoever, and this damn thing was holding the BattleBot toy up, no problem. And like I said,
That's
there's
awesome.
BattleBot toys that got some weight. It's a lot more than another figure, so I was overly impressed that this thing not only could hold it up, not topple over, but that the joints didn't like buckle on it at all.
Yeah.
So that alternative hand is it a glove, or is it he changes his hand somehow?
In the cartoon, he would take the sheath and he would put it on, but it was also like a shield for him as well. Like he would block attacks and stuff like that.
So it's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I wonder where my glove will go.
But but no, I think it's awesome. These figures are amazing. Super 7 did an incredible job, and yeah, I do give them a huge thumbs up. If they do a 3.0, two things they need to do: they need to get rid of those pins. They need to have seamless joints on them as well. They need to do the diaphragm, do a ball joint, so they'd have to resculpt that whole upper half. But you could get a really badass figure out of them with just those minor touches if they do any more updates. But as it is, I still think it's an incredible figure. And if you're a huge Thundercats fan, definitely snatch this one up.
It's definitely a 10 out of 10. Both of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like them. I give them like I said, maybe like a 9.5 out of 10.
You're right about the pins though, because if you can see the pins in the joint, kind of takes away a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Especially when he's side by side with Mumra. Yeah, I mean that figure is like he's seamless. Other than like where you see like the knee cuts here, the arms you can't really tell. Especially he's got the one where they kind of glued and pinned his wrappings, but they don't get in the way of articulation. So I mean that was really cool how they did that. But again, see, I'm not crazy about that way that they did that diaphragm joint. If it was a ball joint instead, then you get side to side pivot and tilt, which gets you a lot more range, especially if you want to pose these, kind of closer to the cartoon and whatnot. But as it is, it's still good though. Their style works. The aesthetic is great. The plastic they use is really nice too. It's a smoother plastic. It has a good weight to it as well. It's not like super cheap, like Hasbro or Mattel does from time to time. No, these are solid. So
well,
good stuff.
am I mistaken, or do I seem to recall that Super 7 was doing some of the vehicles too?
They did make the tank. I think it was crowdfunded. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I know it was a crazy price, and that's not something I'm going to be able to afford right now or even look into. But
well, if you run out of food, Tommy can send you some. I hear.
Just to let you know that if I send you those guinea pig pellets, there is supposed to be some vitamins in there that are undigested that can help you. So,
and Time Profit. No, I did not learn how to draw from action figures. The posing aspect is always kind of cool, and messing around with like different visuals, like when I was younger and stuff. But no, I didn't learn from action figures. I learned from life. I have it in a lot of my master classes too. Like really learn from life, proper anatomy and perspective and stuff like that. And you're going to be able to draw and do anything. But I do know a Marvel artist. He did learn from the He-Man figures and from the cartoons. that Ed McGuinness. He worked like on Hulk and a bunch of stuff. So he did Superman and Batman. I know he has said that on multiple interviews that he learned, and his style is kind of like that, kind of like the bubble muscles and all that kind of stuff. But
hey, what's up? I'm not creative. Good to see you.
What's up, man? Excellent. But,
well, I remember when they first did the He-Man. I mean, what made it stand out so much is they were doing that rotoscope style of animation.
Yeah, you're right. It's always awesome.
Yeah, because most people forget that. I mean, like a lot of the other cartoons, they were just hand drawn as they were. You know, however they did them, like whether they took it from a comic source or not. But they actually had people doing action poses and filming it, and then rotoscoping the cartoon drawings over top of the actual people moving. Yeah. So there was a legit person doing all those movements that you seen He-Man doing, the running and all that. That's why the running animation of He-Man looks so much different than anything else you would have seen in G.I. Joe or Transformers or any of the other cartoons.
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, and that is a cool thing about that. I mean, it worked. It worked for what it was. But like, I always wanted to see as a kid, I wanted to see, even before I really knew much about crossovers and stuff, I wanted to see Thundercats and He-Man a crossover drawn in the style of Thundercats, because I really enjoyed that animation. That was one of the top companies that ended up making a bunch of like really famous, incredible anime movies and stuff and series. So,
and the funny thing is, the animation for Silverhawks, Thundercats, and all, it was done through Rankin Base, but they outsourced it to a Japanese company to draw them all.
Yeah, and actually, I have a friend who worked on both series. He did storyboards and some designs. Bob Camp from Ren and Stimpy. He worked on both Thundercats and Silverhawks, which is pretty amazing. But I do have another figure too. I don't know if this was about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if I showed this on, or if my computer already shit the bed at that point. No, I think it did shit the bed. But yeah, I did have the Freddy figure, the Ultimate Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge. Arguably the worst movie in the series, but this figure is actually really cool. And yeah, so if you guys want to see some of that, there's that movie poster. And again, that was such a bad movie. Wow.
I tell you what, like I've talked about that one before. I like the way Freddy looks. I like some of the accessories, but I hate those damn dogs.
Yeah,
I hate those things, and it's the reason that I keep passing on this particular version of Freddy.
I tossed them already. I think they were the ugliest, stupidest looking fucking things. I kept Freddy. I even got rid of the box. I could care less. Yeah, but the figure's great. I do like the figure. That's the main reason why I got him. And he was still a pretty good price, because now I think if you look for him, he's probably closer to $40. I think at the time I got him, he might have been just under 30, because he's not a newer figure, but I know they re-released him. It was somewhere around there, or might have got him on the discount. I forget.
I'm liking the shirt or the sweater.
Yeah, they did a really good
very
job.
detailed. It actually looks dirty too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that finish that they did on his skin, it really looks like that kind of wet, leathery looking. Like, they did a damn good job. So I'll give it to them there for sure. Wrinkles on the pants are nice, but again, some of these older figures, they were sculpted as like solid pieces, and then they put the joints in them. That's the one thing I was going to say too about like Trina had done a review recently too on the Jason figure, and she said like the legs one was longer than the other, and that's the reason for it. Because if they have them in a fixed position, so let's say the one leg is slightly back, or like the way that, like if you're standing and your hip kind of goes in a little bit, one leg does appear kind of shorter than the other. So when they then go ahead after it's sculpted and they put the cuts in them, they're not compensating. Like, they should be adding a little bit extra, and they don't. So they just put in like the ball joints and the swivel joints and whatnot. So that's why in production you'll see like a figure has a leg longer than the other.
Well, I know we've seen it on a couple figures, because I didn't have a chance to do a full review on that Jason that she did, and it's sitting in the back, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But we both did one on Ash, and it was the exact same thing. One leg was a little bit longer than the other. And it's almost as bad. It's almost as bad as Playmates. When I talked about Playmates in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, the figures look great. They got decent articulation and everything. The only thing I hated was the fingers. The fingers sucked at trying to hold the weapons. But on each one of the Michelangelo figures, the left leg was longer than the right leg. And they kept reusing that same mold every time they released it with another pack, with another paint application, with another group of figures. Like the first one I picked up was the Cobra Kai. Then the next one they did it with Street Fighter. And it was the exact same figure again, just with a different paint scheme, but the same leg problem that they never addressed.
Yeah, because they grab that same molds, and it's for them, it's easy money. No big deal. A little bit of different paint. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. But yeah, and that's it too, right? So you'll have someone who'll do a design, and they'll put them in a fighting stance, and then the sculptors will sculpt them all out like that. They're like, oh, well, we need to put the joints in, and then when they go ahead and they put them in, they screw it all up because he's in that fixed pose. So yeah, that one leg was gigantic compared to the other one. It's like common mistakes that should be avoided, and that's why you need a good designer that could break these things down properly and how they would work. But most of these companies are very lazy and they're just shitting these out. But and then in some cases too, like these, like they're high quality looking sculpts. But then the problem is, they gave it to someone else to do the cuts or put the joints in, and oops. But the one thing I will say about this, I thought this was a pretty cool feature, the flame effect, and there is a magnet, but the problem is it's not strong enough. So yeah, you can see right there as I'm showing, it just flopped right off. If you do get them in a good pose and you can get them on a shelf properly, it should hold. But as soon as you go to tap them or move them, it'll fall right off.
Where's the magnet? Is the magnet on the flame end or is it on his back?
It's on his back, and on the bottom of the. I think I showed it before. Hold on, I know we were talking. Yeah, there it is. Like you can see it right here. The thing, it's not a strong enough magnet because the plastic is so thick.
Okay.
Yeah, if they went with a lighter plastic, I think it could have worked properly, but it's it's heavy. That's why. So
I would just hot glue it on.
But you could do that. I mean, it's up to you.
Papa Cotton says it looks like a clip-on demon fart.
Time Prophet has an accurate one about the dog too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Greta and Andrew Tate.
That's Greta's sex face.
Oh no!
Nobody wants to think about that.
But you know what the sad thing is too? The bodies on the dogs are really good. Like I popped the heads off too before I threw them off. But I'm like, I don't have a head to replace them, so I just chucked the whole thing. But they're nicely sculpted. I'll give them that. But yeah, those faces are so stupid. This was the dumbest accessory that you could have put. And in the movie, you see them for like about 3 seconds on film. So what was the point of even putting those in there?
They look more like something you'd see in Hellraiser, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, I wanted to just show real quick too that if you do go too far with the joints, it will come off, but you could pop it right back in. So if you wanted to recreate something from like Freddy versus Jason, you could do that. You could literally take his arm off.
You know what? I've been really watching this, and with the flame and everything, I'm actually thinking about seeing if I can get it on eBay because I don't think they're gonna make the Freddy from Freddy versus Jason, and I'm really wanting them to. I might pick this up just to like make it like have them as the Freddy part of Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. I say why not? I mean, it works, and he's in here too in this review. I put Jason in there as well, and they look really, really good together. And I love that he's got like that kind of big screaming face. Because how many times did he do that in those movies? His big laugh and his yell. It's awesome.
The glove looks awesome.
It does. They did a really good job, and yeah, he does have like that exposed brain too underneath the hat. Kind of like when he pulled and peeled part of his head away. So that was cool. And he does come with an alternate head as well. So if you want to pop it off and change them, you could. But yeah, the detail on this guy is really, really high. They did an awesome job.
Yeah, I think this is an awesome, a very well done Freddy. I mean, yeah, the dog accessories are stupid, but Freddy himself looks awesome.
He does. He really does. You know. So yeah. I think it was Kyle Windrix is the sculptor, I believe. Um, he's someone I was working at McFarlane. He was doing like freelance work there too. So he'd come into the office every once in a while, I believe. He would mail out his pieces mostly, but yeah, really talented sculptor. And yeah, like I said, most of NECA artists and sculptors, they came from McFarlane. So that's why they have like similar details when McFarlane was really good, not the newer outsourced shit that they've been doing. But
I tell you, one of the things I do like about NECA that McFarlane doesn't really seem to do very often is the fact that NECA will go back to the well and re-release some of the figures. Now, whether or not, and we've talked about before, they do actually upgrade them or fix some of the problems or not, the fact that they are willing to re-release them so people who couldn't get them before can now, I really do. My hat is off to them for that, because we were talking about the Terminator figures. I did see two different versions of Arnold as the Terminator. One was with a black jacket, like a plain black jacket, not a biker jacket, but a plain like I don't know what do you call it, like a mob jacket or something. And then the other one is with that gray jacket on.
Okay. From the first movie,
from Terminator 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Which again, yeah, that's awesome, because those are their older figures, and those they did update them. So they gave them like they changed the joints for the crotch, because they were solid pieces, and they only had like a swivel by the knee or the ankle or something. And yeah, now those ones that they re-released, they did like the Freddy. So you could get them in a wider stance, or have them more like in a walking position or whatnot. But so yeah,
hey,
I thought that
Slasher.
was cool.
What up, Slasher? I hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna do the review on the T1000, and I did dig out one of those Arnolds from Terminator 2, and he is like the original release, so he has like a solid his whole, like from the waist down to the knees are like all a solid piece. So and I'll show you the differences between that stuff too. But yeah, no, these guys are awesome. Like I said, Freddy and Jason together, fantastic. You can't go wrong with that. So yeah, I mean, these things are beautiful, and I can't wait for us to do the that full discussion about Freddy versus Jason on Trina's channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah,
underrated movie.
Yeah,
yes,
it's gonna be a
very.
lot of fun.
It's actually better than a lot of the main series movies.
Yeah, I think so, because they covered Freddy's story properly and Jason right in the opening.
Yeah, they were faithful to the lore.
They really were. And
well, you know what? The one thing I did appreciate about that movie is they did take it back to basics with Jason and some of the kills that he did in the older movies. Like, oh God, what was that? It was the one where he went back to Camp Green. So that would have been Jason Lives, where he took that sheriff and he bent him over backwards. He has a very similar scene with the kid in Jason versus Freddy, where he folds the bed up and folds him in half.
Yeah, because he already kills him, and then he finishes him off the way he wanted.
Yep.
He made a sandwich. Oh shit! But yeah, no, it's just really, really cool stuff. And like I said, I got a series of shorts that I put up too during, while I was waiting anyway for my computers.
The best Jason kill though is when he stuffs the lady into the sleeping bag or whatever it is and smashes her into the tree.
That was good. I like that one. But, no, he had some awesome ones in this movie for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that.
Hell yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But Trina, did you want to show anything or?
I just did my Jason figure from the NECA Freddy versus Jason. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, we might as well, since we were talking about it. So that was a good review.
It's always fun to sit here and review some of these figures that are doing it right, though. I mean, absolutely killing it. Like, a lot of the early figures that we got when we were kids, don't get me wrong, a lot of them were great, but some of the details that a lot of these companies can do now just really take these figures to the next level that we almost never seen back then. I think there was a few companies that were doing it back then, and I am blanking on the name of the company, but the company did Judge Dredd, Judge Death. Oh God, what was that other one? 2000 AD, the Rogue Trooper, or I forget, because it was all based on the 2000 AD series of comics. And I'm trying to remember if that was, I want to say that that was partnered with Reaction or something. It was either the same company, or maybe it was like a version of Super 7 before they became Super 7. But those figures were amazing. And like these, they had a lot more articulation than the standard figures that you were seeing out on the shelves at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the company was. I don't remember. Were they selling them in like FYE or something?
I remember when I first bought mine, it was at KB Toy Store.
Okay. Yeah, those two places usually had them. But yeah, look how great Jason really is. And again, this review you did was awesome.
Yeah, I just think he looks awesome. And yeah, I love the accessories. The one thing I would change would be that he comes with the bear. I would change that out for like a hand holding Freddy's head.
Yes.
No, it should be his mom's head.
Oh, or that. But you know what?
Well, no, they had an earlier one for NECA that was Friday the 13th part 1 and 2 in a collective series. So they had the mother for part 1, and then they had part 2 with Jason with the potato sack on his head. Mm-hmm. But they also came with a table with the mother's head sitting on the table. So they did do a version of that with the mother's head, but it was just in an earlier set.
Yeah. Well, but again, for this movie specifically, because there is that scene, Freddy, he grabs like the mother's head and he starts yelling at Jason and hitting him with it or something.
Yeah.
So both would have been great accessories.
Well, yeah. So I cover why they included the bear in this, because the bear isn't in the movie.
Right.
But
a promo.
Basically that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think, where is it? It's back here a little bit.
Yeah, it's like one of those promo stills. But yeah. It might have been like in the background in the cabin, like when they had like that kind of warped looking cabin in his nightmare.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the movie at all.
Okay.
I think I mean I could be wrong, but I don't think it was. I'm not sure.
Could it have been a deleted scene?
No, I think it was just that promo photo. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
But that promo, that's him in that kind of dreamlike cabin that Freddy brings him to that time. So it could be like dressing in the background somewhere. It's very possible. I mean, those movie companies, they usually do shit like that.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But I would prefer, because like, how the movie ends with him carrying Freddy's head out of the water.
It would only make sense with the wink that he does.
Yeah, because otherwise this is just another Jason figure. Not not specifically Freddy versus Jason.
Exactly.
And you know what? If they were going to go that route with the fire on the blades, and I know that they could do it with the way that LEDs work now, because they can make them so damn tiny. Why didn't they just add a light up feature on the end of that so the flames would have lit up?
Well, I mean, if we're wishing now, I wish they had included more flame accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, oh man, I love that creepy face. That's a lot of nice detail.
Yeah, that was really good.
I love that. And I love how the masks just go on him like, like a regular hockey mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this figure, other than the one leg being longer than the other, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I said in this video, if you just, fiddle with his legs a little bit, he will stand because he is a heavy figure.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
But yeah, see, like I said, it's one of those things. They sculpted him all as one piece, and then they put the cuts in there.
Yeah.
And like I said, and then more proof of that is those older Terminator figures, because the Arnold that I have, he's all a solid piece, and then later on, they cut him in half, and they basically they change that whole lower section so that he has joints that look similar to, how this figure is and how the Freddy one is. So you can move them, forward and back and whatever.
Hey, hello there. It's Courtney's Fellowship Oddballs. How you doing, Courtney? And Gap After Dark added, the teddy bear is in reference to a behind-the-scenes photograph of Ken Kirzinger sitting in the flooded cabin set where he's holding a teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that picture I included in this video.
Yep.
Yeah. Really nice looking figure. I mean, once again, I think the one thing that bugged me a little bit about this figure is I know they could, and Vinnie talks about it quite often, is the extra paint applications like that they could have done on his jacket, because it looks just too much like it was just washed in almost one color instead of like really highlighting a lot of the dirty, filthy grunginess that should have been there. I think that's the one thing they really missed out on this figure, besides, fixing the leg issue.
Yeah.
But I think if they would have added a little bit more wash to that top jacket and give it a little bit more grime look to it, I think it would have turned out even better.
Well, blood. If they do, I've seen this because when I was at McFarlane, I did some painting as well on some of these figures. If you put the right blood application, kind of like you play around with it because you get some of the rusty color, you put some slightly bright spots here or there, that alone could fix a lot of that. And let's face it, in the movie he got like slathered in blood in multiple scenes. So they could have definitely done that.
And I agree. And another thing that I kind of touched upon in this review was that if you look at the NECA box, the machete that he's holding, it looks like it's there's more blood on it. But the machete that he comes with is, to me, it just looks rusted. And I mean, that's all right, but I would have preferred maybe a little more of a bloody look.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then on here, that's a Freddy head from, an extra Freddy head from a different figure. And I hot glued it into his hand because that's how I'm keeping them on my shelf. And I get these figures to keep. I don't get them for resale. So I don't worry about it.
Which is fine too. And the hot glue gun, that's more forgiving anyway. You could actually peel that off of both the head.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You're good there.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I love that figure. That's why I bought him too a while back.
Yeah, I love it.
I was really hoping they were going to release that Freddy because I love it. Like the demon head one when he jumps out of the lake, when he gets he's infuriated because Jason got away, and it's oh my god, like that would have been so freaking fantastic.
Well, another Freddy figure that they never released, and they probably should. They released it as one of the cloth wearing figures, is they did Freddy from A New Nightmare. But they never released him as an ultimate figure.
Oh, they didn't?
I haven't seen it. I don't remember ever seeing it because I'm always looking at those figures, and I have never seen a New Nightmare ultimate figure.
Yeah, it rings a bell that they did. They had on what was a blister pack.
Yeah. It's kind of like the one that I got for My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that way back.
Oh, I seen it just recently.
Oh, wow.
It was still in the store. I was like, damn, I can't believe that's still sitting there.
See, now hold on. If they're still selling those figures, that means they still have the rights for this stuff. Why don't they just go ahead and make the Freddy already from Freddy and Jason?
Yeah, I would love to know their reason for not doing that. I mean, why not? As soon as they made the Jason, Freddy versus Jason, they made the Jason figure. Why not right away with the Freddy and release them at the same time? and have the boxes kind of line up like the movie poster.
Yeah, because they did it that way. It looked like they were going to do it because
Yeah.
that is the side profile. So the Freddy one would be looking right at him. Like what?
Yeah,
Where was the delay?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. They missed a really big opportunity. I'd love to know why they didn't.
I'm gonna have to deep dive into that because I know the guy who's kind of responsible, like that guy Randy Falk from NECA. I know he's involved with the licenses and stuff.
Okay.
He's the one who used to work at McFarlane. Kind of the reason why NECA got off the ground because he grabbed his Rolodex and basically, he went to these places and like, yeah, we're a toy company too. And look at the quality we do. We got the same artists from McFarlane and all this stuff, and that's how they got all those licenses. So I got to see if he did an interview anywhere talking about it.
The time profit, that's debatable. No, technically, no, he didn't.
Well, here's one thing I would like to see NECA doing. Like I said, I know I seen it when they released a 2-pack of Friday the 13th Part 1 and Part 2 where they had like accessories in the background. It was almost like a diorama set with everything they had included with this double pack. I wish they would re-release Part 1 and do the same thing, but the diorama backdrop they can have is a small thing with the boat being overturned with freaking Jason coming out of the lake grabbing, what's her name? Christy? No, it wasn't Christy. I forget what her name is.
But that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, pulling her, grabbing her. That would be a great backdrop to the Pamela Voorhees re-release figure. And if anybody from NECA's listening, would you do that? Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please.
Come on, do it.
Don't make me send 1,000 angry guinea pigs at your toes.
Do it, or 7 kittens will die.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Damn it. Someone went real savage. So yeah, I filmed a whole bunch of shorts while 2 weeks ago or whatnot, and yeah, some of these figures are really incredible. I mean, I don't know which ones you guys want to see first or whatnot, but again, they're only about a minute. There was a Bruce Willis from that G.I. Joe movie. I never seen any of the G.I. Joe movies. I thought they were garbage, but this was a really great figure, and I got him like at a crazy discount. I think I got him for around $80, something like that. And this is like a $250 figure. So I kind of had like my action hero section in my collection. So I had him. I got Stallone from the Expendables, and I did my own Arnold figure. That it's kind of like Commando, basically. Just I forgot to do a short on him, but I will. And again, these guys look so good. He comes with an arsenal of weapons too. He had like 3 9mm millimeter pistols and stuff, a shotgun. The other one is in his hand. I think another machine gun on top of that. But again, I never seen the movie, so I know fuck all about it. I just wanted a cool kind of like action figure for my 1/6 scale collection because in the 80s and 90s, grew up with Bruce Willis. And poor guy, he's going through some horrible shit.
That's a really nice likeness of him.
Yeah, Sideshow did this one. So they gave Hot Toys a run for their money. Yeah, the details on this guy it's really impressive. So got to give it to them there. You guys have seen the Boba Fett, I think. This was the Assassin's Creed figure from Black Sails.
Yeah, I love this one.
I forget the name. Yeah, this guy's really awesome. And it's the guy who played Constantine from the CW shows and the CBS show. Matt
really?
Ryan. Yeah, Matt Ryan did all the motion capture and all the voicing for the character. So yeah, that's really cool too because I like that guy. He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, I thought he was awesome as Constantine.
He's the perfect Constantine. I think it's stupid that they're going back to Keanu Reeves, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's
it wasn't even like the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves was horrible, but it just felt out of place.
Yeah,
like the movie is, if you didn't know anything about like the the origin, or like if you just didn't know Constantine at all, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was all right for what it was, but I mean, knowing what it is and all that, it's like, oh my god, we already had the perfect Constantine. Why? It's like now we're going to like the bargain bin and going, all right, yeah, this figure with dark hair and no accent, yeah, oh, he'll be the new Constantine. No,
yeah, it's a weird, choice.
And to be honest, too, I mean, I don't know. Keanu's getting up there in age. I just want to see him doing John Wick movies nonstop because that's, I think, he really hit them out of the park. I don't want to see him go back doing that character because it just doesn't make sense at this point.
I know. I wonder if he's getting tired of just doing John Wick type roles all the time now.
I don't know because he really enjoys that stuff. So that's a good question.
Gap, I'm pretty sure, and Vinnie can answer this himself, but it's probably almost like me. 90% of my figures are actually in crates. So,
yeah, I haven't done one. I was thinking maybe doing a shelf or two, but again, like I should have a proper case, but I don't have room or the money for all that stuff. So I basically have just like shelves that I put up, and then I have them all on there.
Tina agrees with you, Lasso. I adore Matt Ryan as Constantine even more than Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? And the doc is in the house. What's up, Bodega?
What up, Bodega? Awesome, man. And this Terminator 2 figure, the T-1000, this is actually a third-party figure. And they call him, like, I think, Officer Austin. He did come with a little name plaque that you could put on his shirt, a little tag thing, but I didn't because I just right now I don't have time or patience for all that stuff.
I like the little keys sitting on the belt too.
Yeah, and they're actual metal as well. He comes with 2 sets of handcuffs that are also metal. I was surprised with this. He's got real leather shoes. He came with a tie as well and a police hat. Like they went all out on this figure. And even the body they use, it's not a stock body. They did their own specific one. So his articulation is different than a lot of other figures. He's got, like, I think 3 different points of articulation in his torso. It's really impressive what they did. He has
awesome.
Yeah. No, they did a great job. He has alternate hands as well, where they're wired, like the fingers are wired. So you could kind of, like, I guess they did it so you could have them in the running poses, but you could bend them. So like I was kind of impressed by that as well. Yeah, no, it's a really beautiful figure. The belt this is all real leather as well.
Nice.
And yeah, he was another one that again around $100, I think he was. So yeah, I mean, this company, man, above and beyond. I don't remember the name of it. It might be in the full review. So if you guys want to see the full review,
all right, hold on. Before you go to another one, I'm going to interject. This is an oldie but a goodie, but I want to run a toy break because I haven't run a toy break on the channel in forever. So here we go with a quick toy break. Hey everybody, what's going on? Cringer and Tommy of the Guinea Pig Collective.
So today, from the 2021 Masters of the Universe Origins Retro line, we have Stinkor and we have Webster. A couple more figures that I really do believe Mattel has got it right in trying to capture the essence of the original line that came out in the 1980s. These ones are, of course, well done, from the packaging and the artwork right down to the figures, and of course, any accessories that they come with. Mattel continues to knock it out of the park, and hopefully they do not let this line fall by the waysides. This has been your toy break for today.
Love that toy break.
I miss doing those things. I love those little intro things that I got for that. I don't know what it is about them, but they crack me up. Yeah, Cringer.
Yeah.
That freaking pig. Oh my God, he is a diva. Between him and Cliff Jumper, when I'm shooting videos, they will ham it up for the damn camera. But
That's fantastic.
hey, pick another figure, Vinny. Pick another figure. Roll the roulette
incredible.
wheel.
Well, before I do, I want to talk about the toy break too. That Webster figure, I remember as a kid, I had gotten him before I ever saw him in the cartoon, and I loved his design. I was so bummed out when they did finally show him. He was like a goofy character. Like I thought that they were gonna use him in a better way, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I think he had the same head as Whiplash.
I think it was very similar if it wasn't exactly the same because they did a lot of that part swapping between the figures to create new ones.
Oh, yeah.
I had Webster. The commercial though lied because that winch with a grappling hook it wasn't strong enough to lift him.
No, it wasn't. You're right, and it would snap. It would remove from the chest piece. Would split in half, like it didn't want to hold properly.
Yeah.
They had to fix their engineering. But here's the long day. But this was another great figure. He comes with like a whole other set of clothes as well. So he's got like casual clothes that he was wearing in that movie, in the second one. But and it's crazy too. When this guy came, in the packaging itself, like right out of the box, you had to put everything on. He came with no shirt on. He actually has the full tattoos on his shoulders and chest. I was kind of surprised by that. Like it looked really good. Yeah, I had taken photos, but again, it's maybe on an external hard drive somewhere. But my computer fried, so I don't have it right now. But they did a great job. They did a really fucking good job on this guy. And the amount of details that he has, the weapons he came with, and then good arsenal. He even has like that the earpiece as well.
His face looks a bit off though. He doesn't quite look like Stallone.
Face. Oh no, in person it's spot on. I think it's throwing you off too. It could be that stupid mustache that he had in the movie.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably the mustache.
Yeah. Because the hat comes off.
Though it's detailed. The vest.
Yeah, the hat. I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, the vest and all that stuff. That the clothes.
Yeah.
Are so damn detailed.
Oh, they are. They really are. Like the tailoring on this thing is truly amazing. This was a Hot Toys figure. But the beret comes off. That's like all a solid piece, and they put like that kind of felt stuff on it. But his head is fully sculpted, the hair and everything. And it looks really good. So kudos to them on this. Again, the working zippers and buttons and shit, like really impressive.
You can even see the tendons in his arm.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really good job. The ring, like every little bit. He even had like that 6-shooter on his back. It has like the logo from Expendables that it's, like the skull with the bird on top of it. Like, they went above and beyond with this guy.
Apparently, the upcoming movie is a shit show.
Oh yeah.
Stallone's brother said it.
What, they're fighting or something?
Studio messing it up, and Stallone's barely in it, I think. And
they
brought in people that are not classic action heroes again.
Oh, that sucks.
I think they have 50 Cent or something in it now.
Yeah, I don't know. Why are you putting a rapper in that type of movie? Doesn't make any sense.
Bollywood meets the idiot. I just caught that now.
Oh, he had the toy break.
The toy break, yeah. It is kind of, and that was why I used it because I thought it was so hysterical sounding.
Yeah, no, that was good. Oh yeah, and I was going
the microwave oven. There he goes again. Time Prophet thinks for sure that I am cooking the guinea pigs.
And this was great too. I was going through some old boxes and stuff, and I found this Toys R Us exclusive Dark Phoenix and Cyclops from the Marvel Legends. And I forgot how many really cool things that Toys R Us had had done all those exclusives.
You know
and
what?
this was
I'm really
beautiful set.
hoping that sooner or later that Toys R Us is going to start popping back up again. I mean, I know they were opening 2 more stores, opening back up 2 stores in the United States, and they said eventually maybe more. I really hope they get around to opening up more again.
They got killed by Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because they bought in so many
toys.
Star Wars. Yeah, so many Star Wars toys and stuff, and nobody wanted them.
And you know what? And for all the people that said The Force Awakens was not that bad, The Force Awakens is what killed Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the prequel movies hurt KB. They did some major damage to KB as well when that happened. I remember that. They couldn't give those toys away. They were trying to sell them for like $2 and nobody wanted them.
You know what? Like years ago, and I forget how many years ago, just probably about 5-6 years ago at least, maybe a little bit longer. I'd sold a bunch of them because I was hurting for money. Mm-hmm. And when I sold those damn things, I didn't even get what the cost of them in the store was. That's how piss poor that the market value is for those prequel figures even now. They're really worthless. And what's going on? George Lucas is lurking in the chat. George, I don't know if you have a direct line to the God, the devil, and the Jesus, but if you could send that link out there, I'd like to see them in the chat as well. Love those guys.
What are you talking about? I'm all 3 put together. Hi, George. But all right. Well, speaking of George and all the Star Wars stuff, here's Princess Leia from Bespin. This is another prequel piece. A really classy looking figure too. I know that that year I think they released her. They released the one from the Return of the Jedi, where she got like on the all the gear and stuff when they were on that planet. And that other version came with an Ewok as well. But I like the classy looking version, and this was really nice. The material that they use as well, like really above and beyond. That thing's all wired as well, so you could open it up more. But yeah, I really dig it because I do have a Star Wars collection of like the classic movies and stuff, and I always dug like the whole Sky City stuff. So
I got the Jaina Solo one.
Yeah,
Leia's real kid.
You got it from the Black Series?
Yeah, I think it was Black Series.
Cool.
Alora sent it to me as a, thank you for helping your channel.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, got some books too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm on the fence because I know, like, I don't want to get any more Star Wars shit just because I don't like Disney anymore and any of that stuff. But the Mara Jade figure that they're doing for the Black Series, like, they released promo photos and she looks incredible.
I am so getting that one because that's one of the best characters from the EU.
Oh, for sure.
You want to talk about actually killing me? And I know you and Steve are talking about something that I seen as well. And Steve's going to be able to appreciate this one. So I seen in the Black Series that they had released something from the original Marvel comic books after Star Wars had wrapped up, and they were doing that run of original work through Marvel. And they had the Black Series of Jackson, the Green Rabbit, that was only available in the Marvel comics. They had a Black Series figure of him. It looked spot on, like it just jumped from the pages of the comic.
They released him last year, as well as 6-inch versions of the old Kenner Greedo and Kenobi. So basically, Kenobi with a red robe. They did those last year. So, like a throwback thing.
I know. Walgreens over here had a special version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. They had him like the Force version, where he was like kind of translucent. He was like they paint him kind of blue and white, and parts of him were translucent.
They did the guy from the Crimson Empire comics too. A former Imperial Royal Guard, but they had gotten the name wrong on the box.
You know what? I have a couple of the older figures that were like that too, where a few of them where it was supposed to be a sand person or something, but they got a Death Star commander or something like that is listed as being the character. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like they did that a couple times during the prequel era stuff too. Like when they were re-releasing the original movies, you know, when they were doing the prequel type figures and they wanted something more to sell because prequel figures just weren't selling. Yeah. They did that as well, and a couple of those are actually mislabeled as well. And what's going on? The Nelson Psychopath. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think Alora bought a Luke Skywalker that was in. I think it was released last year or the year before. Mm-hmm. That one had a typo on it. It said Luke Squawker.
Well, if they're referencing the new movies, they wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah. Then it wasn't a typo.
I think it was the Dagobah one too, so it didn't even have a shirt, so he's squawking. No
Luke
shirt.
was always whiny.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want to go to Tashi Station and get my converter. But anyway,
he wanted to get his trans converters.
Yeah, I think he finally got them because he's got a vagina now. This figure was awesome.
Yes, it is.
How else could Luke do those weird splits that he did in that stupid show at his age?
You know what would be fun though? If,
legs,
if Kenobi caught Luke playing with himself and went, you're gonna lose your hand if you keep doing that.
Luke, it happened to your father.
But Ben, you don't understand. I have to do this. You must do what you feel is right, of course.
Your thoughts dwell on your mother.
Oh my! What do you think? He was a hermit in that cave. He plastered the walls.
Never seen a more wretched hive of cum and villainy. You must be more cautious.
Oh, Padme every night. He's like, oh shit. But yeah, over here we got the Superman figure. This was awesome because this figure was actually a sideshow Superman figure. And I just bought a different head. So this is the head that he came with, and I think this looks god awful. He's got a gigantic jaw. When you put it on, it looks like the body's way too thin for him.
Looks like Elvis.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
I guess they try to do that old man shitty version from Alex Ross, because Alex Ross paints all the superheroes like they're 60-year-old men in pajamas. I fucking hate that. So I was able to find an actual Hot Toys Christopher Reeve's head from China. They remolded it, repainted it, or did something, and it is spot on. Mm-hmm. Or either that, or they actually found the original figures and was selling pieces of it. So either way, like I got the head at like a really cheap price, and I just swapped it out, and now I have a classic, Chris Reeve Superman figure.
This is so awesome. I love this so much.
And the material they use for the cape too is really nice. I like how it just kind of folds over like that. Very natural. And he does come with another one that's wired, but it's not as good. I prefer the one that I have on him that's just kind of draped.
I wish I had this.
Yeah,
I drool over this. I love this so much.
Yeah, I was such a huge Chris Reeve Superman fan as a kid. Watched all those movies like on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But beautiful, beautiful stuff. And there was
I
no
even
way
like the third one.
Oh, when I was a kid and these movies were on, I can't remember how old I was, but I told my mother that I was too sick to go to school, and I stayed home and watched some Superman movies instead.
Nice. The third was when he got drunk and was evil, and Richard Pryor was in there, right?
Yeah. I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the third one.
The fourth one, they had potential, and they kind of, because they wanted to have him fight someone who's, equally as strong or whatnot.
Fighting on the moon and the capes are flapping in the wind.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, shit. But, this was a great piece. Like I said, I have two Supermen. I got the Henry Cavill one, and again, third party, and I got that one. So this was really badass and incredible. I wanted to showcase this one again. So that's an official Hot Toys Iron Man 3 figure, and I love that version of him, and I enjoyed that movie. Either people hated it or they loved it. I actually love that movie, and this figure is incredible. But the desk is actually a third party. I found that on eBay, and yeah, this was really, really nice. It comes with a cable and a wire and all that stuff, and you plug it in, and it lights up. LED lights that are down there in the base. I don't know how this works properly, but it kind of shoots it. It's from the sides and on the bottom, but it covers it perfectly. There's no fading on it or anything. Just an awesome accessory, kind of diorama.
Yeah.
And this is the exact same thing I said that NECA could have added into that Jason figure for the end for the machete, for the machete with the fire.
Mm-hmm.
They could have added something like in like this with a battery pack, because they have it on the Predator mask where they have light up eyes on those damn masks, and the battery compartment and the accessories that actually turn it on and off, all the little gadgets in there. It's so small. Now, I mean, those things are so tiny they could have easily fit it into the blade of the machete somewhere and hit it. And this is proof right here that they can do this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this was amazing too. I don't remember the name of the company where I got it from, but all of that kind of plexiglass stuff you see there, it had like the way they did it, like you had to peel off on both sides, like this kind of sticky paper that they had. The whole base, everything was done in pieces, and you kind of assembled it all. But it was very simple to assemble. And yeah, like I said, it plugs in just fine as well. No problems with any of the outlets and all that. Just, yeah, beautiful. I'm so happy that I got that. So, yeah, and they said they have one that for the Dark Knight as well. So if you want a Batman Bruce Wayne figure and whatnot to do something similar, you could. So that's always awesome.
Take care, Time Prophet. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Night.
have a great night. For sure.
The thing is, if NECA starts doing stuff like that, their prices are going to go up to like $60 or $80.
No, I don't think so. You know what? Because a lot of the figures that I picked up that have light up features, they're still in that $24 range. Now, I will, however, say that I did just see a recent NECA figure. It was a new Predator, and this thing was at least 12 inches tall. It was maybe 11, but it was 11 to 12 inches tall. Huge freaking Predator figure.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
As soon as I looked at it, I'm looking at my brother. And I said, "Man, it looks cool, but I mean, it doesn't." I was like, I don't know. And I'm looking at it. I said, I bet you anything that this fucking thing is $50. Store associate walks by. I was like, excuse me. He's like, yeah. I said, tell me how much this is. So he whips out his phone. He checks it. He says $50. And I said, right back on the shelf it went.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It looked cool, but it didn't look that cool, especially compared to the 7-inch figures.
Right.
Like,
and that
everything that they come with.
And that big one it's a re-release, and they kind of did their own because they had the molds for the one from that horrible Predators movie that Shane Black did. So not the one that was on Hulu, the one that was before it that was in theaters. That's like the like Apex Predator. I don't remember the name. That might have been the name of it. But yeah, it was such a stupid concept the way that they did it and all that. So they just
you're talking about the Predator.
Oh yeah, whatever. The one came out a couple of years ago. But yeah, so they wanted to repurpose that figure, and they kind of made their own. Like they did a new paint job and added extra shit on them. But yeah, because I saw them in a comic shop as well. I'm like, it's okay, but not for that price. But that Shaman one looks incredible. I really like that one. That the regular standard size Predator one. That's right.
How the hell are you finding NECA toys for $25?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah. I after you said that, I was like, oh, I did say 24, didn't I? Yeah, 34.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I first started collecting some of these things, like even the Toonie Terrors, those things were only like $12 at the time.
Yep.
And now they're sitting somewhere around like the in between, like what 16 to 19.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Yep, yeah. I've even seen them over 20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy. But yeah, again, a lot of these figures, like they're just jacking up these prices now. By inflation or whatever. But speaking of NECA, though, I was finally able to find this guy, the Gargoyles Hudson. one of my favorite characters from the series, next to Goliath. And yeah, I had to get this guy. He was actually in a comic book shop. I passed on him twice because the price was just too much. But then they had like a Christmas sale, so I'm like, oh yeah, I ended up getting him for retail. So I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely snatching this guy up, and glad I did. Never saw them again. You know, been looking at all different places because
I've been looking too, and I can't find them anywhere. Like all I'm seeing is Demonia and freaking Bronx everywhere.
Yeah, Bronx they finally started putting in stores, so that's kind of a surprise. I got him a while ago. I didn't end up finding him, but yeah. So I think they said some places are getting some of the other guys now, like Brooklyn, that orange one. I don't know if Broadway's out, but I think Brooklyn was the only other one that might be out. But yeah, no, these guys are really, really fantastic figures. I know the sculptor who worked on all of them, and yeah, I truly love and respect that guy's work.
Hey, have a good night, Gap.
Yeah, have a great night.
Night, Gap.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a full review on this guy. I just, not yet. I got a couple other things in front of it, but yeah, I thought you guys might dig that one.
Yeah, he looks cool. I don't know anything about gargoyles, but yeah, he's a nice looking figure.
Oh, highly recommend. That series was so good, especially the beginning. Oh my God, yeah. It is awesome. The story is, it's got like that good high fantasy to it.
If I get into this series, I'm going to start collecting the toys. I have to be careful.
You probably will. I mean, Ed Asner did the voice for this character.
Yeah.
And Keith David was Goliath. I mean, that series is so good. Oh my God, that's one of my favorites. I put it side by side with the original Batman cartoons. Yeah, no, really awesome. These other two figures, I only I took shots of them in the store. I didn't get them, but I thought this was awesome that they did this. Beastie Boys from the music video, Sabotage. Yeah. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, I dig it.
I love those little reaction figures. Some of them are really cool. I have one from Social Distortion.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had a few of them, a few different ones. I got a couple of the Iron Maiden Eddies.
Oh yeah.
I picked up a Jason, a Michael Myers. I got the Gremlins. What else do I have? Oh God, Biggie Smalls.
The
Biggie Smalls one that I picked up. Hey, what's going on, Chaos Hoy? Good to see you, man. I hope that you were doing well.
What up, man? Sweet. Oh, and yeah, here is the Mumra in packaging. It's just the quick shot of him, but I'm going to do the full review. He comes with Mom Mutt as well. His bulldog, which is down here in the package. You can see him.
There. I have the original one, and we still have the original Mum Mutt with him too.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I love what this company did. I'd like to get more eventually, but I can't right now. They made all of them. Chitara, Tigra, Wily Kit, Wily Cat. They even did. So the mutants look amazing. Slithe, that looks like a massive figure. Because he's so fat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They look really good. I seen Jacqueline back when I originally got the Panthro figure, but he had sold out the next time I went because I got Panthro at a pretty good price. It wasn't the full amount that these guys have them. They actually sold them in GameStop at one point, but I guess they were more like specialty figures, so they only had like maybe one or two. That was about it. When they sold out, they sold out. But love this guy. And like I said, they had the two different heads, alternate hands. He even comes with the big sword from like the last season of the cartoon, which is awesome. The double bladed and like the handles in the middle. Just really awesome. So I'll do the.
I might eventually go back to watching that again because last time I checked, it was still available on Hulu to watch and no ads because of how short the cartoons were. But real quick, before you move on to anything else, there was a couple of people that mentioned the Sabotage. So Slasher said those Sabotage figures, awesome.
Right?
And Nelson, the Psychopath, I can't understand it, Vinny. I know you planned it.
Oh man, yeah, I had the anthology somewhere too, the Beastie Boy anthology. Dude, I love those guys. Grew up on them. Oh yeah, just super talented.
Hey,
Awesome
what's
music.
up, Pale Rider?
Hell yeah. But yeah, he was like Captain America too. This was like a specialty one. This is like a concept art design. He was like a limited release. I got him when he first came out, so maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, but he didn't come with the standard head. This one I got on eBay, and I thought it looked pretty good. The shield, this is also from eBay, and it's die-cast metal. I was gonna like chip away at more of that paint because I wanted to have like just my own customized version. So I wanted to kind of check how it was, and because I got it pretty cheap too, like $10 or something. I think.
Hey man, let me know. I could send a guinea pig over. He can nibble the whole front of the paint off for you.
I believe it, but you don't want to get sick off that fucking Chinese paint. That's no good. The hammer is also die-cast metal. Again, got that off of eBay, super cheap. This is the head that he actually came with, and he's got like I think 3 different mouth plates, so you could swap it out for different expressions. So that was pretty cool. It's like all magnetic feature, but yeah, like I said, I dig the the different versions of Cap, and the material they use on this is so good. Like I don't think it'll ever deteriorate. Very sturdy. The arms have like a rubbery kind of material on it, but it's thick and sturdy. It's not like some cheap shit. But he holds his poses too. His pants almost feel like a really good backpack, like in the material on an old school bag.
Like the canvas type material.
Sort of, yeah, something like that. It's very durable. So I was very impressed with this guy. He's got like Velcro too for like on the back that holds down everything under the belt. Yeah, no, they did a great job. And here's what he actually came with. So he came with 2 different shields, and they're both like black and white versions of his original shield. So you have that with the bullet marks. It's all plastic though, and his original shield done in black and white as well.
I actually like those.
Yeah. Now this was a great set. I know he sold out pretty quickly too. But yeah, no, I really like what they did, and the proportions on the figure again. It's something unique and different. They made sure it was something special. But yeah, there's some random seller had it again. China's good at doing that stuff, and that's a heavy shield too. That metal one. But yeah, excellent stuff there. So there you have that. I think you guys seen all the other crap. Like I had full reviews on this Iron Man, and the Green Goblin, and he's got die cast and plastic pieces like all over. His legs are mostly die cast, so he stands really well. He's weighted. But yeah, awesome stuff, and yeah, he does have like the LEDs and stuff in him as well, so you can light everything up. The problem is that it's those cheap little circular battery ones, so like the lifespan on them is literally minutes. It's so stupid. I don't know why they did that.
Well, I don't know. A lot of those button cell batteries, if you get decent ones, they will last a while because most of those battle bots that I use, the controllers, they got those little button cell batteries in them. And if you get decent button cell batteries, they will last a long time. Now, if you get like the ones when you buy them off the store shelf, the ones that come from China, they're absolute trash, and they die in like a month or so.
Oh yeah, no. During the review, everything was dimming on him. So yeah, you can see it in the full review that I have for the figure. That's on there. It's just a quick short, but yeah, no, and I know that they changed up some of their technology because I think some of the newer Star Wars figures that Hot Toys doing, they did like a USB attachment thing. So I guess you could put it on an outlet or on a computer or something, and you could have it lit up for whatever. But these figures, there were 3 batteries for his head, 3 for each arm, 3 for his chest piece. Like, oh, it was ridiculous. I'm like, no, this is such a pain in the ass. You got to unscrew everything, the plates that come off on them. It's like a nightmare. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this feature ever again.
Well, another thing it could be, Vinny, is a lot of these, like, I only have 2 of them that Hexbug did, but there's 2 of the battle bots that actually you don't replace batteries, and they're actually rechargeable lithium batteries in them. And
Nice.
the battery packs that are in them are so teeny tiny, they can go in those little battle bots. So it could be possible that the one that has a USB charger is just that. It's got like lithium batteries in there that you're charging up.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have any of the super new ones, but you know, this guy though, I loved it. I love this design. It's closer to the original comic book stuff too. And again, I've been a massive fan of that Iron Man. So, like I said, I have all the physical media. So, yeah, I'm good. We had 10 or 9 good years of fantastic movies, and I'm happy about that.
No, well, Frankie says that Tony Stark was left in the dark. Battery power dropping. Hey, God damn it, Papa. They're not dolls. They're action figures.
Oh, shit. Good stuff, though. Yeah, the zombie dog. Yeah, I know I showed him again a while ago when I was reviewing all of my Resident Evil figures. This thing was sweet. This I got from China as well. No articulation whatsoever, but it's a solid piece. Just a little sculpture that's really good. Again, it's 1/6 scale. So it fits with the Resident Evil collection I got. Love this.
It's a nice prop piece. I mean, it is really nice when a lot of these companies give you extra accessory options like that. And I did, me and Lassa were talking before, and Lassa did remember me mentioning it to her on her video. But NECA has been getting into that as well and offering accessories packs like the one I was talking about with Gizmo and some of the other gremlins.
Yeah.
Like they offer the extra stuff. And I don't understand why more of these companies don't jump on that. I mean, okay, it's cheap if you don't put stuff in with a figure and you only make it available in accessory pack to sell more. But it's really nice when you give a bunch of accessories with a figure. And if you want more, you can get this big accessory pack to add on to those figures or to add props around them.
Yeah.
They did it with all the Universal monsters too. I haven't seen any of them in the stores yet, but I know that they made them or they're making them.
I was just gonna ask, when the heck are we getting Invisible Man, the Bride, the Creature,
Dracula?
Yeah, when are we getting those?
I have no idea. That's a good question. But between everything that's going on in China right now, I mean, there's massive delays because of all that stuff. I mean, all their workers are going on strike and being locked up and whatnot.
Well, here, you're talking about that kind of stuff. I ordered something. This was, it was probably like in November. I found a seller that was selling the Cosmos figure from the Velocitron 500 line that I wanted so bad. Turns out, the way I read it, I thought it said they were in the States. No, it's coming out of China. And it is delayed like a motherfucker. I don't know when I am going to see this damn figure at this point because I am still waiting for it to come.
Yeah, that sucks ass. Jeez. Yeah, no, it's a lot of bullshit.
And I mean, then you add on to that all the delays that we already have with the Postal Service to begin with. And it just becomes a logistic nightmare trying to be able to purchase anything. And it's why, somebody says, oh, well, buy something on eBay. And I just like, but all the problems I've been having lately trying to get things shipped to me.
I know, dude. It's a nightmare. All that shit's a nightmare. Fucking crazy.
But, yeah, we've been going for an hour and 44 minutes. I think now's as good a time as any to start winding down and to close out. So I want to throw it around to you guys. Is there anything else that you got coming up that you're looking forward to or you're going to plan to do soon? Stieg, go ahead and start us off.
I don't have any plans. Just, eating dinner tomorrow. But I will be on Teresa's channel on Saturday though, for the book stream.
Awesome, and let everybody know what book that's going to be, Stieg. So
the Elfstones, the Elfstones of Shannara. That's the one where we will be finishing that one next weekend. Then we'll move on to the third. But yeah, I think that's it. Doing another top 10 with Mara. That's the last Wednesday of the month, I think. So Yeah.
No, you know what? I appreciate you being on here, Steve. And guys, make sure to check out Steve, whether he's on Mars channel or whether he is on Miss Martin Muses, who I know was here earlier. Thank you for so much for dropping in, Miss Martin.
But basically, just check me out on other people's channels, those 2 channels, and get off my lawn otherwise.
Goddamn kids, get off my lawn. And of course, we got the lovely, soon to be fully animated third pig of the Collectable Past. We've got the Lasso of Truth. Let them know what you got going on, Lasso.
Hi. Well, on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can catch Real Horror, which is we review a horror movie of the week.
Real horror, as in you actually scare people?
It could be scary, I guess. Well, we weren't able to stream yesterday because our internet was down, so that's a bummer. But we'll be resuming this coming, this Wednesday as normal. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do because it'll be my birthday, and I don't know if I'm just going to do like a chill stream or if we'll do the Freddy versus Jason then. But I will definitely make a decision and let everybody know as soon as possible. Otherwise, you can catch me here on Tommy's channel or on Vinnie's channel or on Twitter, which is at The Lasso of Truth with the 0 and of. Other than that, I hope you all have a great night, and it was great to be here.
Awesome. Thanks again for being here, Lasso, and thanks for being part of Collectable Past as our third panelist. And of course, we got the always entertaining, the always energetic Vinnie Art.
Always energetic. I mean, have you seen Hans Cock? He's very retired.
Man, I'm trying to hype you up. Don't bring it down.
Yes, it's very energetic. That's right. Tomorrow I should be doing the Friday Underground. So I might be covering some of that Joker nonsense again too. But and I want to pivot into better writing and the reasons why we need to do better writing and stuff in our entertainment and whatever comics and things we're creating and things that we enjoy. Because look what they're doing. They're just destroying it all. So we'll hit some of that stuff. There'll be a couple other little topics we'll talk about too, but I think I might have if she's available for it. Janet from Another Planet might be on. If not, maybe on Sunday, because she said she's been wanting to come back on. Well, she wants to come on my channel. We've been hanging out on a couple other streams, including on Trina's, and she's really good. She's also a writer as well, so I'd love to get her input on some of that stuff. I think we're having a good time. My Sunday stream was really great. The roundtable, those are always a blast. This last one did really well.
God, I'm so sorry about that, Vinny.
What are you sorry about?
No, I didn't get that damn intro that I've been working on for you. I've got 2 intros that I've been working on. I haven't been able to complete either one yet. I'm so far behind working on that stuff.
The only way to fix that is to remove a finger. Yakuza style.
But I'm mafia, not you. I mean, there is no mafia. Anyway, no, Tommy, it's all good. Don't worry about it, brother. But no, that stream's always a blast. Sunday's always a lot of fun. I always have old different people on. But our topics go all over the place, and I always want to hear from everyone who's on panel and get their take on stuff. Because that's part of the roundtable. Everyone's equals. I don't care if you're a creator, a fan, whatever. Or just an awesome friend. I want to hear what your takes are on whatever the topic is and all that. And I'm going to try to have some more positive things happening. I am working on City of Venus 2 again. Finally, I'm able to start working again. I got to put in a couple more things into Photoshop. I found some more of my brushes while we were on here. I'm looking forward to getting back to work. Right now, though, if you want some amazing comic books, I have 3 active campaigns, and they ship immediately. So if you want an awesome pirate story, you can get that with Shadow of the Kraken. You can get City of Venus, with the first one still available with the art books. And those are some thick art books. You got 52 pages each, 2 volumes. And we have, speaking of thick and hard and big, we have Through the Woods. If you wanted a fantastic ghost story, entire book is there, beginning, middle, end. Beautiful story. Everyone loved it who got it. And even people got like this. They got pretty emotional towards the end, in a lot of cases, and I was surprised. So that means we hit a home run with that story, and I'm damn proud of all those projects. So
and hats off to you and Frankie for that awesome book, and hats off to you for everything that you've been doing as far as Shattered Crack and City of Venus and your art books as well. And guys, remember, if you're wondering where you can find those beautiful things, in the description and the links are all sitting there, so you can be able to check those out. Share them around. If you don't have the money to get them yourself, share them around. Let people know that those things are still available. Get more eyes on that stuff. And one other thing before you get back into it, Vinny, be sure to share out Drew's link. He's like towards the end trying to be able to get his mother's house fixed so he can sell it and move out of there because the costs are too much for him. So he's got a link out there trying to get a fund together so he can finish doing the work on the house. Be sure to share that out too, guys. Thank you.
Nice, excellent, and everybody, please, again, be kind to one another. It's rough out there. A lot of people going through a lot of shit. So help in whatever way you could. Not just people on panel, and like you said, Drew. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. So do what you can. But yeah, we got to keep putting a good fight out there because there's too many scumbags and too many fakes, and we're here keeping it real 24/7. So remember that horse paste is better than those jabs. God bless everyone.
God bless America. Thank you, Vinny. Guys, thank you. Every last one of you have been in the chat. I'm Not Creative 22, Chaos Hoy, Bone, Nelson the Psychopath. I know Curtis YZ was up in here earlier. Frankie Knows, thank you for being here as well. Pale Rider. Oh, God, there's so many people. Slasher, of course, my boy Slasher was in the house as well. Thank you for being here, Slasher. I can't wait to get back into the movie talks with you. Gap After Dark was also in the house. Time Prophet was in the house as well. Dega Outlaw was also up in here. Chaos Hoy. All hail Vinny Art. Hail Tommy, allies of justice. We are keeping it real. Like Vinny said, 24/7. There's no other way to do it. And everybody else that has been in chat, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having fun with us again on this Collectible Past. Having fun, as always, talking about the things we love. Trying to avoid how much the things we hate, because there's enough of that to go around, including some of these people who are fakes and phonies, and they want to sit there and they want to cry out and they want to talk about certain people who hate on others because they won't get certain medical treatments done for themselves until it's one of their own. And then all of a sudden they want to flip the script and pretend that we don't see anything, but we can see the fraud and the stench coming off you from here. Guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And we will catch you next time. Later, y'all.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You better run, Mojito.
You what? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run.
Adios, amigo.